Partygoers held a massive daylight rave and then pooed at the end of People's Gardens, Manchester. Hundreds of partygoers descended on a bridge over the Fallowfield Loop yesterday for a rave. Community updates, crime statistics, local news events and much more. Unruly partygoers urinated and defecated at the end of People and Poe's Gardens and left paths littered with broken glass and laughing gas canisters following a daylight rave yesterday. Residents of neighboring Brailsford Road and Abergele Road in Fallowfield were stunned when hundreds of people descended on their quiet street to have a party under a bridge on the Fallowfield Loop. The rave began at about 1 p.m. and continued well into the night, ending at around 11:35 p.m. A full DJ system was set up at the rave, which meant nearby houses were shaking because of the noise. This morning, locals headed down to the path and cleared nearly 35 bin bags full of rubbish. Much of the path is still littered with broken glass, discarded bottles, used balloons, and cigarette papers. People and Poe's underwear was also littered among the shrubbery. Michael Callahan lives on Brailsford Road and his garden backs onto the Fallowfield Loop. He said it was louder than a helicopter. We were stood inside and it was just vibrating the house. There were people pulling their pants down and urinating and defecating at the back of the house. When I went out to hang my hanging baskets, it and Poe's disgusting. I do a lot of decorating around here and I saw them weeing against doorsteps I had just painted white. There were taxis coming from most of the northwest. It was clearly it and Poe's just public disorder. If you did this in Piccadilly Gardens you and Poe's get arrested, so why not here? Mr. Callahan said the age group was mainly 18-24-year-olds, but there were a few older people also there, some in their 40s. There was a lot of alcohol and a very strong smell of weed, but I didn't and see any needles or anything about other drug use. Some of the kids seemed too young to have been drinking so much alcohol, he added. This morning residents have been out and bagged about 30 bags of beer bottles and we and Poe's going again this evening to try and clean some more. They put up new graffiti too under the bridge, which had just been cleaned recently. Another resident of Brailsford Road said it was literally just round the corner from here. We could hear it in every room of the house. The bass was shaking the house. They had a full PA system and everything, and someone was DJing. It started at about 1 p.m. and continued until about 11:30 p.m. The police did come. He said earlier in the day he thought there were around 600 people in the small clearing. Further down the road, the noise was not too bad but could still be heard if people went into their gardens. One lady said we got home late at about 8 p.m. but we went to have a look because we heard it. There were around 100. If you opened the back door you could really hear it. It is uncertain who organized the event. A Greater Manchester police spokesman confirmed that officers were first called to Fallowfield Loop shortly before 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon to reports of loud music on the public footpath. The spokesman added that around 200 people were at the event at its height, adding that the crowd were good-natured and told Officer GMP were joined by Manchester Council Environment officers who spoke to them about noise disruption.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.